G'day folks, what I'm going to show you in this video is how to plant lemongrass from the stalks that you buy in the vegetable market, how to propagate them so you can transplant them out into your garden, and the recent floods in the existing garden and how it's going. I've just been down to the local market and bought some lemongrass stalks. This is what they use for food, but I'm going to transplant them into my garden. A big bundle was 15 bahts, which is about 75 cents roughly. So with it, what I'm going to show you is how to propagate lemongrass from the lemongrasses you buy in the market that have had the roots cut off. Snip. I've done this before, had a fairly good success rate in Australia. The thing in Australia that was against me was the cold climate. Now we've got a good climate, I'm going to try it again, see how we go. These are lemongrasses as you buy them from the market. Big bundle here, 30 I'd say, for about 15 bahts, which equates to about 75 cents Australian roughly, depending on the fluctuating currency market. Rightio, we whip one out and have a close look. The plant has had the roots snipped off and presented for the market. When the Thais are cooking with these, they just cut them up and either put them in the soup or give them a bit of a bruising and put them in the soup or whatever they're cooking with. That's how they come, big bundles. The next thing I'm going to do is use some potting mix. There you go fellas, if you can read Thai, you can read all about it. I haven't got a clue, so I'll get my trusty little box cutter out. Now I hope that's in focus, I don't know, but there's a lot of dirt, a lot of humus. I find it's really good for seed raising. It's got a lot of rice husks in it, a little bit of sand. That's the finest one. They got red bags, which has got bigger chunks of coconut husks in it. That's a more coarse mix for potting. Here's the old faithful polystyrene box. This is what happens when you're videoing. Somebody turned up with a Krispy Kreme donut. I had the opportunity of eating it now, or saying I'll eat it later and it won't be there. It's only going to take 2 bags, 7 bags for 100 bahts. 100 bahts is around about $5. It's pretty good value. The idea is I'm going to plant them in the potting mix, keep them watered, try and get the roots to regrow, which they will do. Last time I did it in water, this time I'm going to put them in that and keep it well watered. Anyway, I do a follow-up video every week. I'll pull one out, have a look at the roots and put it back in. Pretty simple. Stick them in the potting mix, leave about 1 inch to 1.5 inches between the bottom of the stalk and the bottom of the pot to give a bit of soil for the roots to start to grow. Have a look over the fence here. This is the garden we planted last week. We've had a bit of flooding on it. It's only a week old. All those little patches there, those little mounds, you can see the corn coming up and beans coming up. There is a lot of weeds and that too, but I haven't been able to get in there because of the wet ground. It's very, very muddy. The big beans over there are coming along well. I was underwater for a day or two, but the water's gone now. It's looking good. They haven't gone yellow. They're not suffering any damage from the water. All that rubbish over there, I'm slowly getting it back. And I've got a bit of a bonfire getting built up there to burn off all the old sticks. And there's my new lemongrasses, we hope. We've had a bit of a thunderstorm rain event last night. The garden's disappeared under water. See, there's a fair old downpour. The big river near here is running a banker. If we get another downpour like that, I reckon it'll be flooding the area, and it is prone to flood. So those beans have grown another 3 inches overnight. The water's up. I'm not going for a walk around through there to show you around the corner. I'll disappear up to my knees. Uncle Tiger tells me if they go underwater for 3 days, they'll die. So we'll see what happens. It's the wet season. There is a drain there that could be cleaned out. Could be an option. The other thing is we could just concentrate on growing stuff up the bank here during the wet season. We'll work it all out. And we've got another big bank of dirt over here we can grow stuff on if we need to. Wow, there's a lot of water. The other thing that's happened here is the gravel that we got put down here for the roadway is disappearing. Of course, we're breaking through it in some places. So we've got to be a bit careful. Yeah, it's fairly wet. And the new house built at my neighbour's house, big rain last night, and guess what? The builders all turned up today and are all over the roof with silicone guns, so they've obviously had a leak. The garden's going well. I left you with a little bit of footage at the end of a trip to Bangkok when I went to get my visor injections. Dear guys, enjoy yourselves wherever you are. Bye.